And we really did not pop off. All right, well, we're gonna pick the Elder Gargaroth. This card just wins games. The instant it's played, it just wins. I mean, there you go. We did it. We're playing green. Rise Again would be nice to also get. Let's pick it up. Confirm the pick. Nothing really else to look at. Feeling some green coming on. Fuck! God, I'm so annoyed at that last draft. It just sucked. I liked our deck, and then it just, I don't know, just like nothing happened with it. God damn. So annoying. Black-white is a hard deck to do well in the format, says Wef. Yeah, I mean, maybe I need to just do much greedier things. Alright, Flying Prowess. I don't know why you would not pick this first. I don't know why you wouldn't pick this first. Let's see, one of the uncommons was picked. What uncommon could have possibly been selected that would be better than Stormwing Entity? Other good picks, we see the Fetid Imp. Obviously, Scorching Dragonfire is really nice. Alright, picking it. Okay, so. We have a couple choices here. Nothing that is making me steer away from green for sure. We have a Mistral Singer. We have a Sabertooth Mauler. We have a Pride Malkin. You know, I think I'm just going to go with a relatively safe flyer. Mistral Singer. I see a Roaming Ghostlight, which I think is the best card here. Obviously, the concern that we have right now is we need to have lots of defense early on because we have some fucking bomb cards at the high end, man. Stormwing Entity and Elder Gargaroth. I mean, all you could do. Portico is fine. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we just stock up on some defenders, man. Wow, there's a fucking Havoc Jester. I mean, I do have Thornwood Falls, which is here, which is a thing. Rewind is okay. I think it's the Rewind, honestly, even though there's this there. Like, this is an acceptable enough 4-mana card. Because, I mean, my curve's probably going to start at 2. Everything here looks good. We have a Pride Malkin. We have a Wishcoin Crab. I think the Pride Malkin's perfect, right? A 3-2. 3-2. We can get more crabs. Very straightforward. Fabled Protege is actually perfect. Draw a card and discard a card. For what purpose? To get to Stormwing Entity and Elder Gargaroth. I actually feel like I'm going to play better with this deck. Yeah. I actually think I'm going to play better with this deck because it's just, it's a very, get these 2 big ones out. So we're looking for Drowsing Tyrannodons, which is a 2-mana defender. We're looking for good defensive things. Invigorating Surge. Put a counter on it and then double the counters. I don't think I have a lot of counter things on this. I mean, there is a Wall of Runes there, but I actually think Titanic Growth is kind of exactly what I want. I'm concerned about being able to go against removal type stuff. Or I'm scared that I'm not going to get enough removal type things, and Combat Trick is sort of like a second-rate removal. Pride Malkin, perfect. You love to see it. Rewind is actually very nice in the 4-drop slot, especially if I can get some blue card draw. There's also, in the previous draft, we could have gotten 2 of those draw 3, discard 1, which is just excellent. These guys scanner's fun. I don't know. I'm still bummed. I'm still bummed about that last draft. Still bummed. I've not had... Tuesday was a shit day, man. I turned off the stream early. And then I played Baba Is You on Wednesday, and it went an hour long. Baba Is You is the best game. That is the best game, man. There is no game better than Baba Is You. I love that game. Did you beat Baba's You? I haven't beat it yet, but I'm definitely going to be playing it again. I wouldn't mind a Return to Nature. I may actually hold on to this one. But I'm going to have 2. Welcome. Welcome, Krabby Buddy. Necromentia is fantastic. Oh, yes, Llanowar Visionary. Oh, my God. It's a dream card. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a Hunter's Edge here, which is obviously incredible removal, but I think Llanowar Visionary is just absolute stone cold nuts, man. This card is plasma right here. Why is it not letting me confirm my picks? I also... Oh, Solemn Simulacrum. Perfect, 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 perfect. Perfect. Jesus, perfect cards. Wow. I mean, there's a Mistral Singer again. But, I mean, I'm kind of thinking bigness is next to godliness here. I think that this is actually the way in which we are going to win. I think this is it. I think this is the pick. Am I full of shit here, huh? No, I think I'm actually okay with this. I'm much better at decks with smaller focus points than I am with the sort of distributed mid-range drafts. All it's missing is an Uro and a Growth Spiral. True of all Simic decks, DJ Match 3000. Llanowar Visionary. Oh, what a dream come true. Because I have these things and picked a Llanowar Visionary, that helps push me more towards the Colossal Dreadmaw. I mean, if we actually look at things like the Mistral Singer, we don't have terrifically many. Shipwreck Dowser. I can return instant or a sorcery. I don't really have a lot of those. To boot. Everything else here kind of sucks ass, though. Lofty Denial, we don't have enough flyers. Rewind, I guess is a thing. Sabertooth Mauler, I guess is a thing. You know, I think I'll actually just take the Shipwreck Dowser just because it's some value. Is the Sanctum of Fruitful Harvest worth it? I only have 2 ramp cards right now, Llanowar Visionary and Solemn Simulacrum. I want to take this Waker of Waves, man. I'm fucking doing it. So now we need just lots and lots of defense here, huh? Canopy Stalker, I think, is better than the Sabertooth Mauler, because it's sort of like fat removal. Dude, I kind of think Portcullis Vine might be it, man. I'm gonna... I know that's insane. Nice. Nice. I know that looks insane, but, like, I mean, I have nothing but fatties. So I like, want to get there, man. I might not even run this Mistral Singer, man. I have 4 instants. 2 of which are Ops, and 1 of which is a Titanic Growth. What's the other instant that I have? Rewind. Sure. Yeah, I guess if I Shipwreck Dowser to get back a Rewind, that's actually pretty good. I'm gonna still leave that there. I guess, you know. Control, be slow. Life goes on. No, we're gonna get so many Crablars. Crablars just clack and clog. That's all they do. You want 2-drops? I have your 2-drops right here, man. Still have another pack. Now that I have a cancel, I might cut this rewind, huh? Yeah, Radiant Fountains. Is this the correct one? I think I'll take the Prismite because I'm scared of not having shit. Epitaph call. Yeah, never mill. I mean, I kind of actually think that it is Sky Scanner. Brash Taunter is hilarious. I actually think it's a Sky Scanner, man. I just keep... It's this or the Opt. Good Splash Red? No, we have 2 double greens and a bunch of double blues. I don't even think it's an option. Vidalian Arcanist, I think, will wheel and is also really good for us, but I think it's Sky Scanner. I think the Opt will wheel, and I think that we do have the ability to Stormwing XT super early on. We have a lot of focus, but we also have a lot of stupid shit. I'm a nut. Crazy in the coconut. I mean, this is pretty much the capture sphere, and we're gonna keep our fingers crossed that we can get another huge ramp thing. Kitty for Cats, is the Sky Scanner the MTG version of an Overlord? Yeah, right. Pick one Sky Scanner. You gotta get your Sky Scanners out. Otherwise, why get any other creatures? Okay. Well, fuck. Yeah, Frontier Psychiatrist. I have that song super stuck in my head. Like, this card is obviously good. God. I think it's the Temple. I think it's actually the Temple. I think I just need the ability to get there. Track down seems perfect. Track down seems perfect. I'm making a couple weird picks, but I think we're mostly doing okay. Library Larcenist. Welcome, my friend. You're a nut. You're crazy in the coconut. What does that mean? That boy needs therapy. That song is really good. It somehow infected my mind late last week. The other draft ended already. How'd it go? Sea and Duchess. I like the deck. It went 1 and 3. Do I need more huge idiots? Do we have any bird, cat, dog, goat, oxes, or snakes? We have some cats. Fuck it! Huge guys, let's go! I knew it would wheel. Oh! Whatever, this is the right one. Alright, I think we got there. I think we got there. I think we got there. We probably have too many houses right now. What the hell? I think I get rid of these guys, and I go like pure defense. We probably don't need this many enormous things. Three ops might be too many, but who fucking cares, man? Oh my god, we get that radiant fountain? Hell yeah. I think I might actually run that. So Waker of Waves is actually secretly 2 mana. It's not bad. Alright. Okay, how does this... This is not bad. Yeah. Cut one of these, put in one of these, yeah. Looks good. I'm running 3 ops because I can go opt and then Stormwing Entity on turn 3. Do I want another Portacall is fine. Huh? You want multi-Portacallies? I should cut a land, right? I should go to 16 lands. Yeah, I have like nothing but 5 and 6 mana monsters, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to 16 land like an idiot. Man. You know, I'm gonna get rid of this and put another crab. I'm on defense, man. I'm on defense. Now, we might even say, do I want this Library Larcenist? I think I do. I think I just want lots of ways to sort of cycle and find good shit. We also, arguably, can run this second cancel and, like, cut the Larcenist. I think Teferi's Protege is something I'd prefer over the Larcenist because I don't actually have to attack. Maybe this is more reasonable. Yeah, probably double cancel. Everything we're doing early on is defensive. We have 41 cards. Isn't Rewind really good? We have almost nothing that gets cast on instant speed. Should we be running? I mean, running 16 with this many expensive cards it just sounds dumb. Valerian Kraken, whenever you draw, you can pay 1 and tap a creature. And sack Vines at instant speed. Yes, yeah, I can sack Wall of Runes too at instant speed. I think this is the one that we cut. Alright, looks good. Alright. All hopes on Gargaroth. All hops. Sure, I don't give a shit. That's fine. Again, water getting coffee. This deck is not plasma. This deck is stupid. But it's gonna do better than the other deck because I know what it's trying to do. I'm a nut. Crazy in the coconut. This is it. Yeah, are you kidding me? Do you know? Do you know? Star Wars, New Hops. Yeah. Like, this deck actually has much clearer focus. I gotta shut that door. Much clearer focus than the other deck. And I don't want to state better. I want to state the idea of a clarity that's going on here. Like, it's really clear what I'm trying to do. Defend until I get to the big boys. Kind of why I wanted to run 2 of these. But I think that the opts are better because it, like, our deck is so easily hobbled. Super easily hobbled by just something going wrong on the mana front. I can't believe I got to pick a Solemn Simulacrum. This is incredible. Do your combat trick. Do your worst. I don't believe it. It's working. I told you I liked this card, okay? Can't deny it's really kind of an admirable run out that we have here. Why don't you play something expensive, Alhoots? A mirror? Yeah, I would have loved one of these too. Let's get a land, huh? Land off the top. Yeah, here I go. My deck is Simic House, spelled H-O-P-S-E. Lands are for closers. Yeah, ABC, always be closing. Dum, 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 yeah. Yeah, maybe I just disagree with the statement M21 is an aggro meta. And here is what I mean by this. I am pretty freaking fascinated. No blocks. 9. Here's what I mean by that. I've talked about the idea that sometimes people have different mental models with the seemingly same outputs, right? I think that sometimes people have different mental models for the seemingly same output. For instance, I use this example in Dota, where I have a friend who says, well, you know, sometimes, or you should generally be farming, but I probably shouldn't pin this on because I don't want to speak on his back. Whatever. Let's imagine there's a player who says, you know what, I generally want to be farming, but there comes a time when you really have to fight. A different player may say, you want to be fighting a lot, as often as you can, but sometimes you just gotta farm. Now, mentally, each person is stating a different priority and a different second priority. But if you watch these two players play, you might say to yourself, oh my gosh, they are perfectly in sync in terms of output. You know, there's a lot of players who are experienced drafters that played a lot of Dominaria, a lot of these super grindy, very slow metagames. And they might view that as the slower controller thing. I view what I'm doing as slower. I am a slower deck. But maybe the words that other people are using mean something different for them than they mean for me. So I wonder if when I'm saying, yeah, this is an aggro meta, you know, so I should be more aggro. Maybe aggro drafters are thinking more on the 3 and 4 and 5 mana times as being really punchy. I'm a constructed player, so I think of turns 1 and 2 and 3 as the big aggro turns. Maybe there's a misalignment here. So this is just something that has been on the brain. Because I'm describing this deck as sort of simpler. Would I like this? I think so. I don't really have any good other plays. So maybe I'm just... I sort of have a mental misnomer going on as to what constitutes aggro. I think that maybe what I should do is watch a video of someone who's labeling their YouTube video as, you know, an amazing aggro draft. And then maybe that can give me some visibility as to how they perceive it. See, Tickler Fritz says aggro means efficient monsters and removal. But again, what do you mean by an efficient monster? You know? Because if I am a constructed player and I see a 1/1 with upside, I don't need that much control shit. A 1/1 with upside is incredibly efficient. Ooh, farts. Still think it's good enough, even if I don't get to cast it. Why not, huh? So that's again what I like to be very leery of these specific words that people use a lot. Well, I shouldn't. Leery is the wrong word. I want to have room for doubt and exploration. This person said aggro. Let me ignore their words for a moment. Then let me watch their play. Now, once I've watched their play, I'm going to come up with my own assessment of their play. Now that I have my own assessment of their play, what were the words they used? Okay, those words there mean this kind of assessment. And I mean, I've thought about this a lot with regards to Dota in the last few years, where there's explanations that people were providing to me that just, I was unable to make sense of what they were saying. And I really struggled. And they're like, no, you need to XYZ. And I was like, what? And then when I ignored them, went and did my own learning, came up with my own understanding, and then went back to one, oh, you're finally doing the thing now. And I went, oh, is that what you were talking about the whole time? Oh, you know, like... I've had this conversation many a time. So our villain has shown kind of a similar structure. Vidalian Arcanists are kind of a more desirable wall-type creature, as it lets us get to absolutely fucking not. Miscast? Counter my counter with the Vidalian Arcanists. These, yeah, they only generate colorless, so. Mean green card drawn machine. Economist says, yeah, I guess it's weird because there's a long history of terminology in MOBAs/DOTS that you don't really realize isn't universal. But when you point it out, yeah, it makes sense. I'm talking something even further than that. I knew the words, I knew the terms, but the mental model that they were using as an approach was... Because it's not a term thing. For instance, if I say to you, EK Hawkman, always be fighting as often as you can, and when you can't do that, farm. That's me sharing a mental model. Using words. If you watched my play, I just said be fighting always, and if you can't farm, and then you might watch me and I'm farming 95% of the time. Still, in my head, I'm looking that entire time for an opportunity to fight. So really what I've done is I've shared an incomplete methodology. Or more accurately, there be some gaps. You just want the houses. So it's less terms, more concepts. Terms, concepts, models. The problem is when you have an abstract thing going on in your head, then you have to use words to try to get the same abstract thing in my head, or in your head, into my head. Waker of Waves. Alright, so I'm going to sacrifice this guy. It's a great play. I'd love to do that. What do you know? And all this comes back to, I think that what I have done is I have heard descriptions that other people have given of their approach to M21. I've taken those descriptions, ingested them through my use of language to come up with what I think is their mental model as a result of their words. But what I think I instead needed to do is I needed to hear those words, and before I did an assessment, watch their games. After watching their games, maybe I would start saying something like, or maybe these people would start saying something like, oh my god, man, this is just an absolutely spectacular aggro deck. And I might look at that and go, God, I wouldn't call this an aggro deck at all. That's crazy that you would call that an aggro deck. But if that's what you're calling an aggro deck, I now can sort of understand more what you're saying. Yeah, Girthy Poro, we typically ask for permissions before posting any link. Speak to a mod. Let's see, we have Colossal Dreadmaw, we have Opt, and I don't want either of these things. I would just rather take the Dreadmaw, huh? Ice multiple times with no response. Yeah, I would assume that unless you've been given permission, not to do that. And sorry that wasn't clear before. Yeah, we generally try to do a link-free situation. Wait, does this guy have reach? Nice. Okay, well, nothing happens. Perfect. And yeah, I think that your entire approach, Girthy Poro, makes perfect sense. I asked, heard nothing. I asked, heard nothing. Hey, here's the thing. Please let me know if this was bad. Etc. But yeah, hopefully no offense was incurred, Girthy Poro, when I deleted the message. This game really is the long haul. I know. What is this? Artifact 2.0? Oh! Oh shit! Oh my god! I'm gonna fucking throw up! Fuck. Tyrannosaurus wrecked. This game's gonna fucking take forever. Wait, Artifact 2.0 is real? Artifact 2.0 is playable. You can find videos of it. I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't looked at it. Fine. Just use the mana that I don't want you to use. Just use it. It's fine. Well, I mean, I guess I'm all in on the Shipwreck Dowser, you know what I mean? This is a counter spell, then, you know, Acme is a better player than we are. I think I might be able to cut one of my baby walls, maybe. Now, even if the Titanic Growth gets countered, my Shipwreck Dowser is still... Or not Shipwreck Dowser, excuse me. My Stormwing Entity is still a 4/4. Totally fine. It's a 4/4 that gets -1 from the Waker, making it a 3/4, so it still lives. So I still think that was a totally fine play to bait out a counterspell. Track down. I'd rather my opponent sees this Kraken. So now I can start tapping things out. I don't have enough mana left. Alright, I was trying to have 2 blue open, but you know, what can you do? What can you do? Jesus. Alright, got the big ones out. I know, it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. Yeah, Artifact 2.0 is fascinating to me. It's absolutely fascinating to me. I mean, I feel like here's what I think the next 15, 20 years of media is going to be. Okay? Here's what I think is going to happen in the next 15, 20 years of media. And part of me, with this prediction, I'm cheating because I'm making a sufficiently large time window where it's hard to be wrong. For a turn, feel an earn. I think that there's going to start being substantial remixing of existing media. Already we see this in games, right? We already see, here is Dota. Play the game of Dota. Okay, here's an update where we're changing all the values of everything. Here's an update. Strength does not do what it used to do. We're changing what strength means, you know. Already did better than last time. Right? Like we're already seeing like full sort of readjustment, retuning in multiplayer games. We've also seen full adjustment and retuning in single-player games. What was it? Was it Tyranny or Pillars of Eternity? It was one of the Obsidian RPGs switched to a turn-based combat system. Looks good to me. They actually reworked many of the combat encounters and released turn-based combat on their formerly real-time with pausing combat system. Super fascinating. I think that in the future we're going to begin to see things like, here's season 1, 2, and 3 of a show, and because it's kind of inexpensive to do so, Season 3, we actually had issues with, and so we redid it. Would I rather have a land or a sky scanner? I think I'd rather have the sky scanner. We need that second green at some point. But I think that there'll be, like, elevations of, like, oh yeah, when that series first came out, you know, there's multiple runs and multiple instances of the thing. And I feel like Artifact is an example of, like, a really sort of modern take on what is... So let's see here. I play this one first, and then I play the Solemn Simulacrum for green. You know, like with Artifact, Artifact had a really, honestly, I think still, incredibly clever and innovative gameplay setup. I'll repeat some of the stuff that I've talked about with respect to board games and digital games. Board games tend to have a lot of systems where, you know, at the end of each turn you put this here and then that there, and then this grows by one, you know, like the resource fallowing in Agricola, you know. There's lots of little things going on in it, but it's hard to track at a certain point. With digital stuff, all the stuff can happen automatically. If you have 15 different resources that each adjust by a different amount when you hit end turn, you just tap end of turn, boom, everything just gets updated instantly. I'll get the pricier one out. And I'll swing with the Simulacrum. The thing that I thought was really clever about Artifact is it took a lot of board game ideas and then said, how do we just make this way easier to track now that we're in a digital client? Capture speed. I mean, I think that's really, really cool. Obviously, it did not land well, and the player base shrank. And they said, hey, we're going to remix it. We're not actually going to patch. We're going to rebuild it. And I think that's brilliant. I think that's fantastic. And I think this is going to happen a lot more in the future. Especially as the cost of producing things goes down. Like, hell, there's going to come a point where people can build home setups for movie production. Because all the backgrounds can get automatically generated. You know? I mean, especially with the way a lot of machine learning stuff functions, you could probably take, a character, purchase the rights to the character for $50, and the character comes with all these facial muscles and a machine learning library that allows you to type in characters, type in the dialogue, and then that character that you purchased for $50 says it in the way that you want. Like, this sort of stuff is really not very far off. Yeah, I think in this weird position, we actually do have kind of a stranglehold on villain. A lot of Elvish Visionaries on that person's side. For snout. Perfect. But I think that's fascinating. I think that's fascinating. I think that's super fascinating. I mean, increasingly the burden is just on the creative output. God, Astartes. Astartes, I have specifically watched part 4 well over 200 times. I mean, there was a period over the summer where I would watch it 4 or 5 times a night. Might be like, I'm getting tired. Just played a game of Dota. Let me just watch Astartes Part 4 8 times in a row. Okay. So we're starting to see the white pieces come out here, huh? Ooh, 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 ooh. It's so good. Would you ever try something to play like Warhammer on Tabletop Simulator? You know, truth be told, I had planned a time to go to Jeff's house to play Warhammer. And so I kind of have a mental block on it right now. Truth be told. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Alright. If I swing, what happens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Seems good, huh? Titanic Growth. Swing for $1 billion. This looks good. So, I have lethal, but I see no reason not to protect my crab. Okay. Seems fair. Nice. Nicey, 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 nicey. Dum, 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 Batted Battle says, Sean, you mentioned enjoying Go. Have you, or would you stream some? I don't think I'll ever wind up streaming Go, and I think that one of the huge reasons why Go has a barrier to growth is that there is so much lack of resolvedness. So I'm going to do a comparison to StarCraft, a comparison to chess, and then come back to Go. In StarCraft, 2 armies posturing around. They're not engaging. Nothing's happening. But, man, if this person loses their army... Nice. If this person loses their army, they lose that expansion. There's a clear thing on the other side. I'll happily trade a crab for a Pride Malkin. Less things on the board, the better. If I'm looking at chess, a piece gets captured and removed from the board. There's a finality that has just occurred. Or even if there is nothing being captured, it's kind of easy to explain, uh-oh, this person is worried because if this takes that and that takes this and this takes that, then this person loses a pawn. There's like an end. There's like real clear end of sentences. In Go, things just don't really get resolved. May as well swing with this. In Go, it's like, well, this person has placed enough stones there that they think that they may have this secured, and that's somewhere between 5 and 15 points. What do you know? Our deck that was goofier in construction is functioning better. So for any of you that don't know how Go works, let me try to explain it very, very briefly. With Go, you are placing stones on a grid. I'm white, you're black. We place stones one at a time. If the black pieces fully surround the white pieces, you capture them. If the black pieces fully surround an area, the black player gets as many points as there is territory surrounded. And white also gets as many points as the white stones surround. So you're trying to do a mix of surrounding various areas of the board to get those points, capturing your opponent's stones to get points for the capture and also points for the territory in there. And last, you are also trying to, like, prevent yourself from getting surrounded. So maybe I have, like, a wall of stones and you start to wrap around this way, so I kind of squeeze and wrap around like this to prevent you from doing that. But now I want you to think about something. I want you to just imagine a grid in your mind. Imagine you have a grid and you're trying to place a stone, and then place another, and then place another, and place another, and they all have to connect to surround territory. Now, I want you to imagine the following. If you have a stone, a gap, and a stone, okay, just imagine that. A stone, a gap, and a stone. You could always fill that stone in later, so these two stones, even though they're not touching, they're basically connected. You know, like, basically I can say that they're connected stones. But I'm not going to finish connecting them, because if I start spending lots of moves trying to surround an area here, my opponent can start doing these more spread out stones that are basically connected elsewhere. And what I've described comes back to what I think the problem is when it comes to observing games of Go. When you're trying to observe games of Go, take that action. We have a blue and a green, so it doesn't really matter. I guess I'll take a green. People are placing stones thinly around, never finishing surrounding something, because, I mean, I can always go back and surround it later, and I don't want my opponent to spread themselves too thinly, and then I can't prevent them from getting connected, so on and so forth. And so what it means is that you have lots of, like, whatever you mean. You have lots of, yeah, maybe an Elder Gargaroth versus an Elder Gargaroth is going to be good here. I'm probably going to roam in Ghostlight and then opt. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I do need to send this home immediately. Our opponent's just like a better version of our deck, man. Shit. And so the problem is that, like, commentators will say things like, well, this player has, it looks like they've secured the bottom side, and therefore, if they finish surrounding that, they'd get 10 or 15 points, but if something happens, then later on, that could actually be a real issue if they wind up being not able to surround the bottom. And so the bottom is kind of unresolved right now. We're going to call it unresolved. And then you have 6 unresolved locations. I'm looking precisely for Capture Sphere. Is this person me? Does this have trample on its keyword soup? It sure does, huh? This doesn't, though, right? I hate to say it, but Burpala drew the Elder Gargaroth first. We've played only against Elvish Visionary decks. We've had 2 Simic decks we've played against. Crowbar did not say it was that is true. Because, I mean, like, I've talked about this before, that there's what I'm going to call true strategy. True strategy is like Go, right? There's the true intellectual, rational side of strategy, which is out-decisioning your opponent. I'm going to out-choose you, comma, you motherfucker. I'm going to know that if you choose to do this and then this and then this and then that, then I can respond by doing A and then B and then X and then Y, and then I will get an advantage here. That is something that conceptually it's cool from the outside looking in to have someone maybe explain to you the sequence. A lot of people don't like getting out-decisioned. Okay, what do we want here? Probably this is fine. We don't actually need any more mana, but being able to have some defense on... I'm going to say turn 4 will be nice. Turn 3, I'm still probably going to play the Sky Scanner. Yeah, I think I'm more scared of the turn 4 plays than the turn 3 plays from Grinder. Now, then there's what I'm going to call emotional strategy. The mass market strategy experience. I talked about this previously, that the way that people have evolved in terms of language to talk about strategy games has way less to do with that sequence of decisions. Oh, did I not leave this on the top? I'm sorry, I fucked up. I fucked up and just didn't give myself a good track. That's my bad. Yeah, I just totally made a mistake. Thanks for pointing that out, Zrang. I was busy talking and just literally... I thought it happened. That's the funny thing. Because I genuinely thought that it had happened and didn't even realize it. Whatever, it's actually totally fine. But anyways, people tend not to describe things in this decision-y, long sequence of stuff style way. What people tend to say is, I am a ramp strategy, or I am a burn with flyers strategy. They use the term strategy to mean the look and feel that makes me unique. Strategy, therefore, winds up being this sort of expressive thing. Oh yeah, I have a burn strategy. I have a planeswalker strategy. No one's saying my strategy is this long sequence in order to out-decision make the other person. They don't say that. Actually, why not? I don't give a shit. Yeah, please. Please, I insist. I would love to trade this away. I love that I present this trade and my opponent's just like, oh shit, no, actually, never mind. It's fine, I don't care. I've got many more houses where that came from. And part of that idea of what feels good emotionally in terms of strategy, as people use the term strategy, is there's these perceptual differences, there's these spiky moments of conclusion. And when I say conclusion, I don't mean the end of the game, I mean the end of a thought. I don't mean the end of the game. Do I actually want to bounce this and then begin swinging in? Actually, yeah, that's a better play than bouncing my own guy. Anyways. When I say conclusion, I'm talking about this person is building this expansion. Will they get the defenses up in time? Oh, they did get the defenses up in time. That thread has now been concluded. It's done. It's over. Got it. Perfect. And then we can capture Sphere Titanic Growth and win. we have a untap opportunity with this thing that y'all are talking about. You may tap or untap target creature. I thought it was target creature your opponent controls. This is great news. I didn't realize I countered that so hard. That's amazing. Gotcha. I think it's really important for the emotional experience of a player who's, say, just sitting down to play Dota. They don't know any of the advanced true strategy of the game. They don't know the idea of the decisions that will put them in a good position to win. They don't know this. They don't know any of these things. What they want is clear, punchy moments of emotional victory that represents a culmination of good decisions. Like, oh, we did some stuff and we killed 2 people and we knocked down their mid-tower. Oh, that must have been really good. I don't know why it's good. I don't know anything about it being good from a true strategic perspective, but oh man, that felt awesome. That felt... I'm getting pretty good at this. I'm getting the hang of this, right? Like, when new players sit down to play a game, or when new viewers sit down to watch a game, they will not be able to understand the true strategy side of things, the multiple decisioning things. What gives them clarity is concrete moments where things conclude in the game. Oh, the tier 1 tower is done? Cool, that is done. It's completed. It's a concrete finishing moment. Because, like, I watched Dota for years before I ever played it, and I knew, like, 3 heroes, man. I knew jack fuck all about how that game actually functioned. Didn't matter. Didn't matter at all that I didn't know how it functioned. Because they have red health bars, and when they take damage, there's a big white bar that appears showing how much damage they just received. This deck just literally makes sense to me. I don't know if it's a good deck, but it does make sense to me. Toothmaker says, how's this deck doing so far? 4-1. Way better than the 1-3 that we kicked the day off with. You know what? Big creatures are the shit, man. Who am I kidding? I love huge creatures. I'm all about huge creatures. 17 land decks, huge creatures. That's how it's going to happen. Period. Phone, why are you blowing up to me, man? Stop blowing me up. I'm like actually like really popular. All right. Leave me alone, fellow humans. I think the Simulacrum is just going to be way insanely good here. Let's take that action and get a green land out. Dude, our deck is singing, man. It's singing. And this deck, I mean, I think I mislabeled the first deck. This deck, straight plasma, man. Dibleg says, I tend to just fail when I play anything but green. Yeah, I think I need to envision greedier combinations in drafts instead of thinking a little bit card value individualism. I think that, like, Liliana's Devotee is a really good example of that. Yeah, I think Llanowar Visionary, Solemn Simulacrum, and Sky Scanner are quite good. So, as part of my comfort food lately, I've been watching this anime that I've seen before called Claymore. It is not good. I mean, I love it. But if you're like, hey, would you recommend it? I'd be like, I mean, it's pretty bad. Alright, so I want to leave up counter mana. Shit. Should have thought about that. Anyone else seen Claymore? Great says this deck has an obvious game plan of get the big things out and smack them. I think the last few decks have really been a collection of things that didn't really have a plan. I wouldn't go so far as to say that there wasn't a plan. The thing with this deck is it's a very concentrated, it's a very clear plan. There's like 4 huge creatures. Everything in the deck is either help me get to the big creatures or be the big creatures. It's very, very focused. Some of the really strong, like red-white decks are not about focus on these 4 really good aggro cards. It's like little tiny marginal synergies growing over time. I'll happily trade this out. I want to draw something juicy. I can't stay awake. Heard the manga's quite good. Mangas. I mean, dude, let me tell you, that manga is straight plasma. Oh. Yeah, Kraid, I think that what I might retune your comment to be is that I think that the last few decks did not... I think they're just not as well built. And I think it's because there is a lot of subtlety there that I need to study other people's gameplay. Wrap my head around and get it. Straight Finding Nemo, man. Andrew Santos says the ending seemed rushed, but I liked it. The manga or the anime? I cried at the end of the manga. I think that's the only manga I've read start to finish. What can you do? Get in there. Get 'em, boys. The anime. Oh yeah, the anime just... Oh god, it was just such a steaming pile of crap, man. Can't let you do it. Who you gonna shoot now?
Why wasn't I strong enough?
Why wasn't I high strong enough? Okay, so this one, and this one. Which coin Crablar? Revidescent says, who do you watch to learn draft? Channel Fireball, I think, is a really common one. Ben Stark, post-draft videos there. Luis Scott Vargas, post-draft videos there. In terms of streamers, Deathsea is the one that comes to mind immediately. I believe Voxy's... Isn't Voxy a big drafter? I haven't really watched much Voxy. Absolutely not in a million years to get to cast that. Oh, whoa. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Voxy's a big drafter. Because I haven't watched very much Voxy to be able to make the claim that she is primarily a drafter human. All I know is that we've lost to her in a game that I still haven't recovered from. I think we hit with the huge shit. Foxy's like 99% draft. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, someone like Voxy or Desi is great to watch, because if Voxy is doing mostly drafts, experience is a substantial contributor to success in draft. And if you're streaming, then it's your full-time job to become good at this shit. Swally TV says, I know you've played some games on Command Zone, but do you actually like EDH Commander? I've never played Commander. Ever. In that one, it was Two-Headed Giant. If I recall correctly, we got fucking owned. Do I wish to bing bong? Yes, yes I do. You see, like, you know, if you're drawing lands, but you have an enormous 7/7 from Heaven out. It was a great episode. That's one of the greatest weekends of my life, the weekend where I filmed that. Because I did Spellslingers, and then drove from Spellslingers to the Command Cast house, and then we did that match. Ooh, didn't even see this play. LMFAO. So, I mean, I just did 3 days of Magic content, and I just had so much fun. I was like, that was an amazing weekend. I distinctly remember being at the house and just saying, I feel amazing. This is amazing. This is the best weekend. I feel so good. I was probably actually really obnoxious, but I just felt it was such a great weekend. Is the air conditioner on? Boy, it sure did get hot in here. We both have. What a bad dog. So, in a sense, we are losing, but in a different sense, we're the better player. We have a Sky Scanner, which is balls connected by cords. Would you call these cords spokes and balls? Maybe spokes and balls is the right one. B-Town Pro said, did you see Croaky's Gauntlet matches? That was great MTG content. I didn't, but most of Croaky's content is great MTG content. Oh yeah, that's why we run 70 of these. The Kraken hath awakened from the bottom of the sea. The Kraken has awakened. Let's get that poem up again. The Kraken has awakened from the bottom of the sea. Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Shit, is it going to play any audio? I just went to a website, and I don't trust those, man. It's a blog spot. Alright, let's mute this shit. Thought I already played that. Yes. Oh, yeah, it was Jack Prelutsky that wrote this one, man. The panic fills the ocean, every fish in frenzied flee, for the Kraken has awakened at the bottom of the sea. Oh, it's so good. It rises, oh, this is so good. It rises to the surface with an overwhelming noise, and it hunts for mighty vessels, which it crushes and destroys. Then it chokes a great Leviathan with one stupendous squeeze. Oh, the Kraken has awakened from the bottom of the seas. Tap it. See you later. Take that action. I think I'd rather have the choker first. And then I'm gonna go ahead and bop, dot, by, do, wop. No, my spoken balls. Oh my gosh. This is so good. Then it chokes a tiny goblin with one stupendous squeeze. Where the Kraken has awakened from the bottom of the seas. Boo! This guy right here. No, Sean, no. You mean yes, Sean, yes. Faster, Sean. Why is it so hot in here? I'm winning. Ah, yes. Oh, I thought I already ended my turn. I'm an atho. The Kraken has a whackin'. Why is this alive? Oh my god, did I fucking lose? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. Alright. You got me. Volcanic Geyser, did not expect. There's very little face burn damage in this. Very, very little. Very, 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 very little. So the Volcanic Geyser for 1 billion. Zooped us, man. Like, that's a loss I don't feel bad about. That's like our opponent being a sicko. Man, Volcanic Geyser to the face. Wow. Is it Radiant Fountain time? Maybe. Play that one later. I think our deck's pretty fun. This is a pretty fun deck. It's the most fun I've had drafting in a long time. It's scanning time. Dave the Day. Dave the Day is just a good ID. Igneous Curl. You got it. No. Dave the Day. That is so funny. Hey, what games are y'all enjoying right now? What games are making you happy, giving you fun? Baba Is You is giving me such incredible joy. I'm loving Baba Is You, man. Loving it. Meltor Fosses. I'm playing Ark. Oh my god, the most poorly optimized, rich skill tree I've seen maybe ever. Healing! Ghost lighting! Get thee gone. Risk of Rain 2. The Hippie and Indie Fine are saying Valorant. Valorant! God, what a brilliant strategy. If you want to get into the beta of Valorant, you have to watch someone on Twitch. That was incredible. I mean, that's just super smarty pants mode. Super smarty pants mode. Haven't really heard that much conversation. I should say it's kind of gone back to what I think would be more typical for a non-brilliant launch. So I think I swing with this. And the Kraken has a whack. Cosmo says, I'm playing Get My Ass to the Gym. Hell yeah. I hope that you have a safe, non-quarantined place to live. Oh. Dude, I knew I was doing something smart here, man. Well, we gotta do this one. Dirdle-diddle-dee-derb. Ba-dirdle-bur-boo. Yeah, I'm gonna hang on to this one. Cake Stasis, and it's gonna be Pillars 2 this weekend, thanks to you mentioning the turn-based update. Was it Pillars 2? Ah, that's right. Yeah, how is Valorant? Because I've not watched a ton of Valorant. When it launched, I was playing Magic at the time. How are you enjoying Valorant? How is it? I mean, upon viewing it, it looks so much like Counter-Strike. It almost makes me feel like I've had the fun of Counter-Strike before, and I know that fun. And that's some good fun. So how do I wish to do this? I think I maybe block this guy first. There's a lot of mana open. I think I let the crab law die. I think this is the maybe this is the play here. I think this is it. This will die, but this guy has to spend the remaining mana here, and then this can get pumped with the opt because I'm a sicko. Right? I mean, maybe there's a sweet play here. Tarman says, Valorant's anti-cheat scares me. Yeah, the fact that the anti-cheat wants root access to your computer. I mean, that's... I mean, that feels kind of... That's too much for me, for sure. That's too much. Yeah. I think I have that right. I might have it wrong. You know, I'll be very honest. I forgot that this thing would get the short sword. I forgot it. That's my bad. But it has to attack next turn, so let's see. Yeah, Mike Fury says, what about Hyperscape? That seems like an interesting shooter. Yeah, that's also really interesting. I've heard much less about Hyperscape. Well, fuck. I think I maybe should have gotten the Waker, because that lets me peek at 2 cards. If I draw another opt here, that's sick. Alright. That is the correct combination of mana. Boom! It's back to the hand, baby. Gotta find another opt. So this thing has to attack. Whoosh, whoosh. No. You love to see it. Oh yeah, that's good shit. That's some awful shit. It's like some of the worst shit I've seen. So, you know what we need? We need Elder Gargaroth. My opponent should have the read that I have no instants or sorceries, but, you know, there's a chance. Mr. Protosome says, hey, Sean, how are you feeling today? I know you've been saying that lately you've been feeling a bit stressed and not so good. Hope you're doing better. You know, I'm actually so excited to not be streaming tomorrow. Like, don't get me wrong, I love streaming, but the idea of just, like, having a day to myself, holy shit. I mean, that's... Activate. I mean, that's really nice. There's a term, ooh, yeah, we're gonna need to get that one out. There's this term that saying of, if you have a bazooka in your pocket... Oops. Yeah. Elder Gargaroth? I don't even think I've gotten to cast him. I know it's in here. I know that I own one. But yeah, it's like if you have a bazooka in your pocket, then you never have to use it because everyone knows that you have a bazooka in your pocket. I'm gonna lose.
I will take this trial, courage.
I'm gonna lose. Unless I literally draw Elder Gargaroth right here. Or Capture Sphere, I guess. So we have... Really? God damn it, man! God, fuck! I don't know. What can you do? What can you do?